Welcome back to our YouTube channel. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. Hi, I'm Sauz, an IT specialist and a proud member of the web development team. Welcome to this beginner course on Python for cybersecurity. If you're curious about ethical hacking, penetration testing, or just want to improve your cybersecurity skills, you're in the right place. So if you're ready to learn about Python and cybersecurity, grab your favorite drink, relax, and let's get started. Let's start by asking, what is Python? Python is a well-known programming language because it's easy to read and very flexible. It's used in many areas like building websites, data science, and cybersecurity. There are many tools for security tasks like checking networks, looking at malware, and automating attacks and defenses. Before we write any code, we need to get our computer ready. We'll use PyCharm, a popular tool for Python. I'll show you how to install it on Windows. We'll download it from the JetBrains website, install it, and make sure everything works so you can start coding. Hey Linux users, this is for you. Installing PyCharm on Linux is easy. Let's set up our Python interpreter. We'll download PyCharm, install it using the terminal, and set it up to use the right Python version. Chapter 4. Run Python scripts on any OS cross-platform guide. One of the best things about Python is that it works on different operating systems. This means the code you write on one system can usually run on another without big changes. In this video, I'll show you how to run Python scripts on different operating systems and give you some tips for writing code that works well on different systems and platforms. Chapter 5. Python Syntax Explained. A beginner's tutorial. Now that we have our setup ready, let's start learning Python, starting with the basics. We'll talk about indentation, comments, and simple Python commands to help you get started. Chapter 6. Understanding Python. Variables and data types. Variables are the basic parts of programming. They're like boxes that store information, and in Python, they are very flexible. We'll also discuss data types, which tell Python what kind of information is in a variable, like words, numbers, or true-false values. Chapter 7. Mastering numbers in Python, operations and usage. Numbers are used a lot in programming, and Python has many ways to work with them. We'll talk about the types of numbers Python can handle, like whole numbers and decimals, and look at basic math operations and more complex operations like finding remainders and powers. Chapter 8. String formatting in Python. Best practices. Strings help us work with text in Python, and they are very useful. We'll learn how to add variables and data into our strings in a simple and clear way, making our output look neat and easy to read. Chapter 9. Booleans and operators in Python, a simple guide. Booleans are values that are either true or false. We use Booleans to make decisions in our code. We'll look at comparison and logical operators like and, or, and not, which help us combine Boolean expressions easily. Chapter 10. Tuples in Python. An in-depth exploration. Tuples are another way to store data in Python. They're like lists, but you can't change a tuple once it's made. We'll learn how to make tuples, get items from them, and see why not being able to change them can be helpful. Chapter 11. Python lists, everything you need to know. Lists are one of the most useful tools in Python. They let you store a group of items in order, and you can change them. We'll learn how to make lists, add and remove items, get items by their position, and go through lists to do tasks. Chapter 12. Dictionaries in Python key-value pairs explained. Dictionaries are a useful way to store data in Python using key-value pairs. We'll make dictionaries, add and get key-value pairs, and loop through them to get data easily. Chapter 13. Sets in Python. How to use and optimize them. Sets in Python help keep things unique and fast. They are groups of items where each item is unique. We'll see how to make sets, add and remove items, and do set operations like union, intersection, and difference easily. Chapter 14. If, else, Elif in Python. These statements help our Python programs make choices. They let our code follow different paths based on conditions. We'll learn about if, else, and Elif, which help us check conditions and run different parts of the code. Chapter 15, Loops in Python, Master for and while loops. Loops are important in programming. They let us run code many times, either a set number of times or until something changes. We'll look at for loops, which are good for going through lists and strings, and while loops, which run as long as a certain condition is true. Chapter 16. Reading and writing files in Python File Handling Guide. Working with files is a common task in programming. Python makes it simple to read and write files. We'll learn how to open files in different modes: read, write, append. Read data from files line by line, write data to files, and close files properly when done. Chapter 17. User input in Python. How to capture and use it. To make our programs interactive, we need to get input from the user. Python makes it easy to get user input from the console. I'll show you how to use the input function to ask the user for information, save that input in a variable, and then use that input to control our program or do calculations. Chapter 18. Python error handling, try, except, and beyond. Mistakes happen, and coding is no different. Handling mistakes well makes your code better. We'll look at try, except, else, and finally blocks to catch and handle errors smoothly. Chapter 19. Functions in Python code reuse and best practices. Functions help us organize our code better. They let us put a block of code together, name it, and use it again whenever we need to do that task. We'll learn how to create functions, give them inputs, and get outputs from them. Chapter 21. All about pip in Python. Pip is Python's tool for installing packages, and it's great. It's like an app store for Python code. I'll show you how to get pip, use it to get packages from the Python package index, manage package versions, and even make your own Python packages to share with others. Chapter 22. Top pre-built Python libraries you should know. Python is powerful in cybersecurity because of its many pre-built libraries. I'll show you the top Python libraries used in cybersecurity, like those for networking, web scraping, and data analysis. We'll also look at libraries for cryptography and more. Chapter 22. The best way to automate tasks. Using subprocess in Python. Python is great for automating tasks, and the subprocess module helps you do that. It lets you run other programs and scripts from your Python code. Learn to use subprocess to run commands, get their output, and handle errors easily. Chapter 24. How to change your MAC address using Python. In cybersecurity, you sometimes need to stay hidden. Changing your MAC address can help. We'll use a library to change our MAC address to a new random one. Chapter 24. Making a personal chatbox in Python step by step. Let's use our Python skills to make a fun chatbox. We'll use Python's built-in tools to make a simple chat program that talks back. Chapter 25. Make an IP scanner with Python network scripting. Scanning networks is important in cybersecurity, and Python makes it easy. We'll create our own IP scanner using Python's socket module. We'll learn how to scan a range of IP addresses and check for open ports. We'll also find out what services are running on those ports quickly and easily. Chapter 26. How to use Python with ChatGPT AI integration. AI is changing the world, and ChatGPT is leading this change. Boost ChatGPT with Python. Use Python libraries to work with the ChatGPT API, send questions, get answers, and create custom apps using ChatGPT's text generation skills. Chapter 27. Reveal all Wi-Fi passwords using Python, ethical hacking. We'll learn how to find saved Wi-Fi passwords on your computer using Python step by step, but only do this on your own networks and with permission from the owner. Outro, thanks for watching. We covered a lot in this course. You learned Python basics, used important libraries, and made some cool cybersecurity tools. Like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more Python and cybersecurity content, and I'll see you in the